Hi, and welcome back to The Good, the Bad, and the Anxious. I'm Rebecca, and I am here to document my journey through bariatric surgery and beyond. I received the vertical sleeve gastrectomy on January 16th of 2021 at Blossom Bariatrics in Las Vegas. My stats are down below in the description if you're interested. And basically, I am currently seven weeks post-op. I'm in my 8th week. Yesterday was 7 weeks. So this video I haven't posted in a few weeks, as I'm sure some of you have noticed. This video is basically just a little bit of a catch up and let you know kind of what's been going on in my life, and what I've been dealing with and what I've been struggling with. Yeah. So I've been avoiding this video. if it's not obvious already, and for multiple reasons, but first and foremost is about a week and a half ago, I had to put down my cat, Odin. He had the wet form of FIP, and it was time. It's time for him to go. Problem is he's a baby. He was only 2.5 years old, and he was the cat that I got when I lost my heart cat, Zeus. And so now I've lost both Zeus and Odin within the last, 2.5 years. So yeah, it sucked because I basically came home from surgery, came home from Tahoe. My husband messaged me like the day before I left. He's like, I'm concerned about Odin, something's wrong. And within a week, I went back to work. And the day I went back to work, I found out that he had FIP. So it's been a struggle. It's been a rough week and a half since then, dealing with the grief. And that combined with me just kind of struggling with my own struggles. I mean, who said that this journey was easy? Nobody has said that this journey was easy. This journey is hard. And it's even more hard when you have personal struggles to go along with it, like losing someone, grief. It just kind of compounds and makes it worse. So, yeah, I was struggling with that, and I was struggling with the scale and it not doing exactly what I wanted. But I mean, it's been a rough few weeks, and I've struggled to want to do this video. So let's dive in. Let's start with my struggles with the scale. So I've always kind of had a fractious relationship with the scale. My whole life, anytime that I've gotten on the scale, all it's ever done is upset me, upset my family, or, just made me dislike or hate and distrust my body. It's basically all I've ever seen from the scale is disappointment, sadness, frustration, anger, pretty much just not good stuff. And as soon as I see those things on the scale, as soon as I see the disappointment, that's followed pretty quickly by self-hatred, or at least it has been in the past. So basically the scale became a pretty big trigger for me. It triggered my bulimia. So I have unspecified bulimia, which basically means that I restrict and binge. I don't puke. I would say that I'm in full recovery of that, but in the past, the scale has been a big trigger for that. What would happen is if I got on it and the scale read higher than I wanted, then I would follow that with extreme restriction, followed then by a massive binge. And I would do it in order to punish myself and punish my body for not doing what I expected it to do. And then if the scale did show a loss and did show what I wanted, then I would often be like, oh, I need to treat myself. And that treat was often a binge that then turned into multiple days of binging. And then, you fall off the diet and all your hard-won successes just useless. So my point is that the scale and I don't get along. We never really have. And since surgery, I've known that this is a relationship that I've needed to heal. So each week, the point is each week on weigh-in day since surgery, really, I procrastinate. I wait until like the last possible moment before like I have to eat breakfast and I can't wait any longer to get on the scale. And I try like make sure I've gone to the bathroom and I don't eat or drink anything before I get on the scale. Like it's a whole thing. And it's not healthy. It's still not healthy. I would say it's probably better than it was because obviously I'm no longer binging and restricting like I used to. However, I still get horribly disappointed when the scale doesn't show the loss that I want. And every time it doesn't, the good news is, I guess, is that now every time the scale doesn't show what I want, I rush to try and find non-scale victories to keep myself going. So I go and I measure and see how many inches I've lost or, you know, whatever. And, you know, but ultimately what it means is that I still don't trust my body to do what it's supposed to do. And I need to keep working on healing that relationship. So how do I do that? It's been a tough one for me. I know that the biggest one is trusting the process, trusting that the doctors know what the hell they're doing, and I don't. And as long as I follow their, you know, what they say, like I'm trusting the process, and that's goes a long way towards healing that relationship. I also do a daily mantra where I thank my body for everything that it does for me. And then of course, continually taking care of my body and making sure that I'm getting adequate food, water, sleep, exercise, etc. Basically, no more punishing my body, no matter what the scale says. And no more punishing my body for living up to, frankly, unrealistic expectations. This is the only body that I get, and I need to take care of it. So now on to dealing with grief post-op. Basically, it sucks. It really sucks. In the past, anytime that I've dealt with grief or anytime that I've been broken or bruised or, you know, just any sort of emotion, basically, I've run to food for comfort. Doesn't even matter whether it was negative emotions. Like anytime I was angry, sad, you know, upset, anytime I was scared, anytime I was anxious, anytime I endured abuse, but also anytime I experienced joy. It was just like I ran to food for comfort for everything in my life. Now I can't. Food no longer produces comfort for me. Sometimes it actually makes me angry and frustrated. I actually tried to run to food for comfort after Odin died. I tried to binge eat pork skins. That was actually like legitimately my intent. And I got like 4 or 5 bites in and was so full that I couldn't eat anymore. And I was like, oh, well, that was disappointing. So I can't currently binge, which is, in my opinion, a great thing because it means that I get to walk away from that habit. So as soon as that happened, as soon as I realized that I couldn't binge on anything, I didn't have anything in the house I wanted to binge on anyways, and the only thing I thought, well, maybe this would work was pork skins, and they filled me up real fast, and I was like, okay, well, this was pointless. It's pointless to try and turn to food. And kind of like as soon as that happened, I had this moment of like, well, yeah, you can't rely on food to fix your problems. So now I get to just sit in my pain. I get to just experience all the feelings instead of trying to cover them up by the immediate gratification that food used to bring me. And I really have to just kind of go through it, you know, and work through it, and instead of trying to find a way out of it. I feel like I have felt more emotions in the last 7 weeks, maybe, I would say maybe even 9 weeks since pre-op diet. I felt more emotions the last 9 weeks than I have felt in the last year. And that's saying a lot because I'm including COVID in this. I'm including all of the heartbreak and anxiety and just ridiculousness of the last year. Like I felt more of those emotions in the last 9 weeks. And I'm tired. I am very tired, but I know that this is part of the process. I can't walk away from this. I can't, cover it up with food. I just have to go through it. I have to feel the feelings, and I have to find alternate coping skills. So far, the only coping skill that's really helped is going on a really long walk, which I also never used to be able to do before, but we'll get to non-skill victories here in a minute. So yeah, walking has been a big coping mechanism for me. I get to think a lot. I get to listen to audiobooks, which helps distract me from my pain. So yeah, that's helped. So speaking of walking, I'm finally cleared at, now that I'm 7 weeks, I'm cleared to do more than just walk. I'm cleared for exercise. So far I've only really done walking up until this week. Then I decided to lift weights on Friday. And I may or may not have pushed it a little bit too far. And now I'm literally so sore it hurts to sit down or stand up or anything. But I'm excited to start lifting consistently and building back the muscle that I know that I've lost in the last 56 pounds of weight loss. I know some of that's been muscle. So and I also may or may not have spent $150 on brand new workout clothes, even though I know they won't fit me in a couple months. And I may or may not be about ready to drop another $150 on workout gear and equipment to add to my little growing home gym in my garage. But now I just need to reorganize my entire garage so that I can actually work out properly. And I have to admit that I'm really not the best at taking it easy. I tend to be pretty intense, and I used to be an athlete when I was young, and for me, like, working out has always been a punishment to my body, and so I used to go like balls to the walls, like if it doesn't hurt, then you're not doing it right kind of thing. And now on Friday when I worked out too hard, it was actually for the joy of it. I was like, oh my gosh, I can do these things now, and I couldn't do them 2 months ago. I'm doing things now that I definitely couldn't do 2 months ago. So I worked out too hard really for the joy of it. But I think that going forward, exercise it's going to be another like lesson in not punishing my body. It's going to be a lesson in taking care of myself. So some non-scale victories to kind of end off this video here. I finally put away all my size 26 pants, and even some of my size 24s are a little bit baggy. So I would imagine that actually will only be a few short weeks before I'm in my 22s. And after that, I actually have to buy clothes. So all of my 3X shirts, including this one, probably hard to see, but it's actually quite baggy up here on me. And most of my 3X shirts I can wear almost as a dress. So that's kind of fun. So I'm solidly in 2Xs now, which is the majority of the t-shirts in my wardrobe, so that's nice. And honestly, I'm pulling out clothing in my wardrobe that I haven't worn in 2+ years. So it's really exciting to be able to wear clothes I haven't worn in forever. I even have clothes that I have worn, realizing now that I haven't maybe worn them in the last 2 months, and so then I tried them on, and with the weight loss, all of a sudden, like they're baggy on me. They're hanging off of my body. I wore a sweater yesterday that normally went to here and had kind of a scoop neck and was like up over my belly, and now it's like way below my belly. It's down over my butt, and the scoop neck's like out to here. I've lost multiple inches across the diameter of my shoulders. So clothes are fitting different, which is great. And I actually have some loose skin on my body too in certain places, and that has been a little bit weird because it doesn't feel like, you can still feel that there's fat in there, but it's like squishier and like looser, if that makes sense. Like not just the skin, but the stuff underneath the skin, the fat underneath the skin, and it like jiggles a lot more, which I'm not super excited about, but I know that, again, it's part of the process. And down to the physical stuff, like I can walk a mile and not be in pain, which is amazing. And I can get down on the ground and get up off the ground without looking like a weird beached whale. And I can sit in this chair that's right here. I can sit in that chair a lot better. I actually have a lap, and my cat like got up on my lap, and that was really exciting. So basically it's a really great feeling to kind of see the changes in my body. And so finally, one of my biggest fears this whole time has been a fear of failing, which I think most people are scared of. A fear of wasting my time and wasting the surgery and just failing and wasting my one chance to lose the weight. But on Friday, I met with the Blossom nutritionist, Alex, and he really set my mind at ease. He said that I was rocking it, that I'm right on track, that I'm actually exceeding his expectations for weight loss for not even being 2 months out. And, you know, I mean, there are some things that I need to change up and tighten up and do better on, but for the most part, he really set my mind at ease. And hearing from an expert, someone who knows what they're doing, really helped to kind of allay my anxiety around just straight up failing. So that's it for today. I have no idea what my next video would be about or when I'm going to film it, but at the very least, I'll do another update in a couple weeks and kind of let you guys know how things are going. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click subscribe down below if you want to make sure that you don't miss my next video. And thank you so much for following my journey. I will see you next time. Take care.